Hello, and thank you for joining us. We're going to give our other attendees just a minute to come on in. So just hang tight and we'll get started in just a moment.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start. So welcome to the Virtual College Exploration for all New Jersey students, sponsored by the New Jersey Association for College Admissions, Counseling, and StriveScan. So thank you for joining us. Just a few housekeeping announcements before we get started. So you can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of the many sessions happening, so be sure to check out the full schedule at njacac.org/virtualfair. And this presentation is being recorded and will be available within a week at the same website, njacac.org/virtualfair. So I'd like to turn it over now to our presenters.
Hello everyone. How's everyone doing today? Welcome to Let's Hear It for the Girls, the college search and beyond for STEMinists. I hope you like that fun title that we have there. My name is Paula Mensch, and I am the Regional Director of Admissions for Mid-Atlantic Recruitment for Merrimack College. I am joined here today by Brianne Kane, who is the Assistant Director of Admissions for Stevens Institute of Technology in New Jersey, Anna Lambert, Assistant Director of Admission and Regional Recruiter for the Mid-Atlantic from Meredith College, and last but not least, Ashley Willis, Associate Director of Admissions for Massachusetts Maritime Academy. And thank you so much for joining us today. We have a really nice presentation for you, and hopefully we'll be able to shed some light on STEM majors and the exploration of women who are looking to pursue these types of majors. First, we are going to take a few moments to introduce each of ourselves and also to talk a little bit about our individual institutions. We are also going to then address prepping for and applying to colleges. And we're going to talk a little bit about the college experience as a woman in a STEM major. We will also talk about postgraduate opportunities, and then we'll go ahead and we're going to wrap up with a Q&A. Sound good? All right. I know I can't hear you, but I know you're right there with me. So I'm actually going to turn this over now to Ashley Willis.
Great, thank you. So like Paula mentioned, my name's Ashley, and I am from the admissions office at Massachusetts Maritime Academy, which if you have not heard of that before, that's okay. We are a state university of Massachusetts as well as a state maritime academy, which essentially just means that we offer a really specialized set of academic programs. We're located in Buzzards Bay, Massachusetts, which is right along the Cape Cod Canal, about an hour directly south of Boston. Like I said, we are specialized, so we offer 7 undergraduate programs, all Bachelor of Science degrees, listed right there on the screen. What really ties all of these together, they do often have that sort of maritime, marine science, shipping focus, although we do have a lot of students who pursue shoreside careers as well, or careers in other industries. But what ties all of these together is a focus in STEM. Science and math is really the base of the curriculum in all of our majors, in the 3 types of engineering, but as well as marine science, emergency management, even our business program still maintains that strong STEM focus, as well as a focus on hands-on learning. We're also a regimented school, which means that all of our students participate in a military-style structure on campus, which we refer to as our leadership lab. It's meant to enhance your academic program, and really it's designed to build leadership, time management, self-discipline skills, things that are really important skills to have in any career, but particularly in STEM fields. A look at women at Mass Maritime. Right now we are about 12% female, which I realize is low, but it is the largest number of female students at the Academy in the Academy's history. So we are moving in the right direction. An interesting fact within that regimental structure, female students on average make up about 40% of our senior leadership. So even though they are that smaller percentage of the student body, they really excel on campus and take advantage of those leadership opportunities that exist. Also on average, our female career placement rate is about 2 to 3 percentage points higher than the overall career placement rate. So there's definitely a lot of good opportunities to take advantage of as a woman at Mass Maritime or in STEM. And now I'm going to pass it over to Anna.
Thank you, Ashley. Hi, everyone. As Paula mentioned, my name is Anna Lambert. I am the only regional recruiter for our office at Meredith College. I'm living currently in central New Jersey, but I work with students throughout the entire Mid-Atlantic and Northeast. Meredith is a small private women's college. We're all female at the undergrad level. We enroll approximately a little over 1,900 undergraduate students. We're actually one of the largest women's colleges, which we're really proud of. We offer 80 undergraduate majors and minors, just to name a few: hospitality and tourism management, engineering. We partner with a larger co-ed institution down the road from us, NC State University, for our engineering degree. And we just started a brand new data science minor this year, which we're really excited about. Other areas that we offer in the STEM fields: chemistry, math, computer science, and a really interdisciplinary and unique environmental sustainability major. Meredith has consistently been ranked a top regional and national institution, and we've also been ranked one of the best colleges in the Southeast, according to the Princeton Review. Some accolades that we're also really proud of. 95% of our graduates, of Meredith graduates, would actually choose Meredith again, and 98% would recommend Meredith to others. So those are pretty phenomenal statistics in our eyes. 93% of Meredith graduates have actually pursued graduate school or have gone into the career field within a short amount of time of graduating. And we also offer, in terms of our STEM specific scholarships, we do offer 2 different STEM scholarships for women: an all STEM scholarship, which is a $4,000 annual scholarship for students, and then the Paschal scholarship, which is a $1,000 annual scholarship for women interested in pursuing majors in any of our STEM areas.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm going to talk a little bit about Merrimack College. And for those of you who don't know where Merrimack is, or if you have just never heard of us in general, we are one of the fastest growing educational institutions in the country. We are a private Augustinian Catholic institution, and we are about 25 miles north of Boston, in North Andover, Massachusetts. So out of the 4 of us here today, I guess Ashley's my closest neighbor. Our mission is to enlighten minds, engage hearts, and empower lives. We were actually established in 1947 as a direct response to the needs and aspirations of the returning soldiers coming home from World War II. So that's a little bit about our history. Right now we have about 4,000 undergraduates and about 1,200 graduate students. We currently have over 100 majors and concentrations. As far as if anyone's looking for engineering specifically, we have civil, computer, electrical, and mechanical. We also have a brand new major in data science. Some other brand new majors that we have this year that might be of interest to you: neuroscience, data science, as I said, and we have a brand new nursing major. Some of our biggest or most popular majors that we have: business accounts for about 20% of our students. Education is also really popular. And then we are growing rapidly in the STEM field as well. Engineering is very popular. Data science is already getting quite a big response. We also have majors in computer science as well. So we have a lot of different things to offer. We currently have 8 academic departments that comprise our School of Science and Engineering. As far as outcomes, and that's something that Merrimack is very attuned to, is outcomes. You know, this all sounds great, but am I going to be able to get a job when I leave here? Right now, 96% of our graduates are either employed or pursuing graduate school within 9 months of graduation, which is a really strong statistic. On a completely unrelated note, it's a fun fact that the dean and assistant dean of our School of Science and Engineering, both women, which I think is definitely worth knowing. So we're really looking to grow those programs. Let's see, you know, at the heart of it, we're a liberal arts college. So we're going to talk about that a little bit later, but, you know, unlike a school that really focuses, you know, heavily on one area or another, liberal arts, we're really encompassing a lot of different areas. So we have a lot of things to offer in terms of sports and clubs and organizations and, you know, different types of majors that you can pursue as well. Some fun accolades to know about. We were rated as a top 50 comprehensive college, and also in the top 10 most innovative schools. We also have, and this might be interesting to you, we do have a living learning community for women who are majoring in STEM. Okay, so you have your own cohort of students, and we're going to talk about that a little bit more later on. We also have a brand new grant for STEM students, and this would be for male or female, but for STEM students, and it's really targeted towards high achieving, lower income students. So that is brand new, and we're really excited about that. And last but not least, I'm going to turn this over now to Brianne. Thanks, Brianne.
Hi, everyone, and thank you, Paula, for the introduction. My name is Brianne Kane. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and I'm one of the assistant directors for undergraduate admission at Stevens Institute of Technology. I am the only New Jersey school here, so many of you actually might know us being from New Jersey and might be familiar with Hoboken, New Jersey in general, but we are located right in the heart of Hoboken, New Jersey. We're a 1 square mile city, and Stevens was founded by the Stevens family. They were a group of engineers, entrepreneurs, and innovators who had a vision to create an institute of higher learning back in 1870. Do some quick math, it's actually our 150th year of being a university, so a pretty awesome milestone. We're a smaller private technical school. We have about 3,600 undergraduate students, about 30% women overall, which is the highest it's been, so we keep growing more and more each year. We offer 34 undergraduate majors in the fields of engineering, computer science, cybersecurity, business, the sciences, and humanities and the arts. I think what's great about our programs is really everything has technology at its core. We have a music and technology program, quantitative finance, business and technology, as you can see here. So really, no matter what major you choose, you'll find technology embedded in everything. Kind of our slogan is innovation at the forefront. So you'll find that really at the forefront of all of our majors. I listed some of our most popular majors for women here. Mechanical engineering, which was the first ever major at Stevens, and the Stevens family was actually known to be kind of the founding fathers of bringing mechanical engineering to higher education, which is a fun fact about Stevens. Biomedical engineering, as well as business and technology. Similar to Paula, a fun fact about Stevens is that the dean of the Schaefer School of Engineering is a woman, Dean Jean Zhu, and she is absolutely incredible. Another fun fact I'd like to share, especially with our women at Stevens, is that Stevens has been named second in the nation for colleges with the smallest gender gap for postgraduate opportunities. Our women actually out-earn our men post-graduation, which is pretty incredible. And for the class of 2019, 99% of our women had finalized their plans within 6 months of graduation. And some of the most popular industries that they were in were finance, manufacturing, and engineering services. Of the 99% of women, 79% of the women had finalized their plans prior to graduation. We'll talk a lot about professional development and the college experience, but just wanted to highlight some of our accolades that are really directly impacting our women. Next slide.
Great. So now that you have an idea of where each of us are coming from and a couple institutions and those STEM opportunities, we can talk about what to think about when you are preparing to and applying to STEM programs at different colleges. So when you're preparing to pursue a STEM degree, you definitely want to focus on those math and science courses while you're in high school. Even if you're a junior or even in your senior year, if you have an opportunity to take an extra math elective, maybe in the second semester, or add one this semester, or you're a junior thinking ahead to next year, definitely consider taking some of those elective courses. And if you have an engineering elective or an extra math elective, or you want to double up on math in 1 year, I mean, even something like an extra finance or economics class, even if it doesn't seem like it's directly related to engineering or STEM, but it's a math-based elective, that's definitely a good thing to consider. Same thing on the science side, you know, environmental science, or something that you just might be interested in, filling those spaces with that. Get involved in extracurriculars. If your high school has maybe a first robotics club, a girls who code club, if you have one of those in your community, think about getting involved in those. It's a great experience to add to your resume, but it's also a good opportunity to gain some experience and decide if this is really what you want to pursue at the college level in a career capacity. If you don't have one of those clubs at your school, think about starting one. It could be as simple as students interested in pursuing STEM, students interested in science, students interested in math. Think about, you know, the opportunity, if that's something that's missing for you, going out there and, you know, gathering other interests and doing that on your own. When you're thinking about pursuing STEM, don't let the idea that you're not good at math hold you back. Especially as a female student, it's really easy to get one bad math grade or struggle in one class and automatically say, I'm bad at math, I can't do engineering. Know this, your male peers are applying to engineering anyway. So don't let that hold you back. There's a lot of students looking at STEM degrees who feel that math is something that they struggle with, but they're willing to put in the effort and the commitment and the extra study time to make it happen. And that's a perfectly okay way to pursue these programs also. You don't need to be the, you know, the top math whiz at your school to pursue a degree in one of these majors. And if anything, having on your application or, you know, talking to a counselor and saying, hey, this was something that I struggled with, but I got this extra tutoring, shows your commitment to that success. So that really is just, you know, showing your commitment to the field and what you really want to do. Another recommendation that we would make, expand your idea of STEM. Sometimes it's easy to think about, you know, mechanical engineering is what you've heard of, or nursing, or those kind of buzzword majors, and those are great to pursue, but know that there's a lot out there that you may have never even heard of. And a lot of times there's some similarities. For example, at Mass Maritime, we have marine engineering and energy systems engineering, which are probably not things you've heard a lot about, but they have a strong base in mechanical engineering. So even if, you know, like mechanical is what you're thinking, know that there's a lot of kind of branches off of that and other ways to apply it. Meredith has the environmental studies or the environmental sustainability major. Merrimack has a cryptography major and that data science major that Paula mentioned. Stevens has an optical engineering, and I know Brianne also mentioned their quantitative finance program. And so these are some really unique ways to apply those STEM skills. So don't be afraid to break free from the list that you might have in your mind and explore those options. When you're visiting schools, definitely look at those unique programs. When you're visiting, ask to talk to female students, maybe talk to a female faculty member. It'll help you learn more about the female experience at that institution, but also may help you, you know, learn more about some of these programs you may not have thought about before. We also just wanted to touch on some pre-college opportunities. A lot of institutions offer summer programs, single day events, dual enrollment, a lot of different options to help expose you to STEM early on while you're still in high school, and are great opportunities to gain that exposure to not just STEM, but also to college life in general, what it's like to be on a college campus, whether that's for a day or for a series of days. They're also really helpful in determining if a specific major or a specific institution is going to be the right fit for you. Good opportunity to connect with other students your age who are interested in these things, but also current students at any of those institutions to hear about their experience and how they chose it. Some opportunities even allow you to earn college credits, things like dual enrollment or Meredith's College summer program, STEM summer college, where you get to work with current students, but also earn college credits through that summer experience. At Mass Maritime, we have the Sea Science and Leadership program, which is an overnight program where, again, you're working with current students and doing leadership activities on campus. Stevens has a variety of pre-college programs that are major specific and may help you determine, you know, if something like virtual reality or engineering or business is something that you want to go into. So definitely get out there and search for those opportunities. They're a great way to, you know, get that experience early on.
Awesome. Thank you, Ashley. So Paula and I worked together on kind of looking at two schools that seem very different, but also have a lot of similarities. And there's something to be said is with all of the schools that are here today, you have a technical school, two technical schools, two liberal arts schools, and what to look for in the college experience, because though we seem very different, we have a lot of similarities in general. And you can see that just through the next two slides of talking about our college experience. So I mentioned earlier professional development internships. Colleges have fantastic career centers, and certainly, as Ashley said, on a campus tour, seek out these career centers, seek out talking to women who work in the career centers or student experiences as well. I highlighted two students, one of which was a business and technology student who did her internship in Barcelona. So she actually went abroad to do an internship, which was pretty cool, and worked on a rental clothing startup development app. Another co-op opportunity that I'm quite jealous of was one of our mechanical engineers going to Walt Disney World and doing a really unique semester of a co-op down in Disney. Another thing about Stevens, a networking opportunity, and then I'll switch it over to Paula, is our Lead Hership Conference. So this happens every year. I was actually on the planning committee for this, so it was really awesome to be able to work with our current students who took leadership positions, working with us as staff. And the conference was open to current students, alumni, faculty, staff, and really just a great way to network and learn about different diverse backgrounds in STEM. And fun fact, our opening speaker was Milena Higuera, and she was the first female graduate, first Latina graduate of Stevens in 1975. So speaking of her experiences and getting to learn about, wow, how far you've come being a woman in STEM and how she is continuing to work was really incredible. And I'll turn it over to Paula to speak more about what you can experience when you're at Merrimack. Oh, you're still muted, Paula. The common Zoom issue.
Thank you. Common Zoom issue, technical difficulties. So yeah, I agree with everything that Brianne was saying. You know, you definitely want to, you know, seek out those women in, you know, when you're looking for a prospective school, when you're at the college that you've now chosen. You know, you want to seek out those mentors and you know, and kind of stick with them and pick their brain as much as you can. I chose to highlight a few of our students that are taking advantage of internships. First one, Erin, is still a current student, mechanical engineering, and she has been interning at a place called Micro Medical, and is working hands-on. As you can see, I have no idea what she does because I was a communications major, so I am not a this is, you know, I could talk about this all day, but I don't really know what she does day to day, but I know she's extremely happy there and is learning an incredible amount of things having to do with her major. Hannah Sullivan is really interesting. She was actually featured on our spotlight on students from her department. And I found her so interesting because she's majoring in mathematics, minor in data science, and sport management, which doesn't sound related on the surface, but she also has this huge love of baseball. So she's actually using her skills and her knowledge to analyze data for the D1 baseball and our hockey teams. And if you know anything about Merrimack or even New England in general, hockey is huge. So she's really getting to use her skills there. So that's her internship. She's you know, more than likely probably going to go on to work for some, you know, some mega, you know, sports team, and bring those skills with her, which is really cool. As far as networking, Merrimack, we start drilling it into our students, you know, as soon as they come to us as new students, we start drilling it into them, the value of networking and how to network and how to create a resume and how to go about, you know, creating resume building activities, all in, you know, in the line of thinking of, you know, getting that internship, that co-op, and eventually, you know, leaving us and going into their chosen profession. Right now, just to get back to internships and co-ops for just a moment, 86% of our students are participating in at least one internship or co-op, at least one. So I can't stress that enough, at least one. And a lot of our students are participating in as many as they can. So as far as networking, some things that I, you know, noticed when I was looking for information to share with you today, we hosted, right before the pandemic, we hosted our first ever alumni panel and network reception, which was in person. So that was a great opportunity for our students to hear from alumni and for them to kind of, you know, start testing the waters as far as speaking with professionals who they already have something in common with. They went to Merrimack. We also are hosting, actually coming up, I think in the next week or so, a virtual internship and career fair. So that is a great way that our students can start doing that networking even during a pandemic where it's much harder to network and it's really impossible to do it in person. So that is specific to the School of Science and Engineering. However, all of our 5 schools across the college, they're all doing something very similar. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and move along to the next slide. Thank you, thank you. Brianna, I'm gonna kick it back over to you just so we can stay even.
Awesome. Perfect. And moving forward in the college experience, you know, of course your academics are super important, but you want to make sure you're finding a school that's an overall fit. Fit means outside the classroom too. So look for, you know, when you're on these campus tours, when you're learning about a college, seek out organizations that are geared toward women, or that you think are a really good fit for you. For example, at Stevens, we have the Society of Women Engineers. I was actually DMing with them on Instagram today. We were talking about this cool organization we saw that was reported on CNN. It was called Girl Rhythm, and they're working on COVID testing. A group of high school students, all girls, working on COVID testing in restaurants. So we're talking today, they also go to the annual Society of Women Engineers Showcase, and last year it was in California. Stevens Women in Business, Stevens Women in Computer Science as well. There's Greek life. If you really enjoy community service, look for schools with Greek life. Stevens is 1/3 of our population, so it's not overall that big, but it's a really great way to build a sisterhood and really get involved as well. And we do have 11 Division III sports, so if you're looking to play at the athletic level. But I think what's overall so important for all of our colleges here is to certainly find those fits outside the classroom. And I'm sure as high school students now, there are so many great clubs that you're involved in that really mean so much to you. So continue to bring those meaningful connections here. Paula mentioned earlier an LLC. You might see those words pretty often throughout searching through colleges. Living learning communities are pretty awesome if the colleges that you're looking at offer them. So at Stevens, an example of ours is the Laurel Center for Women's Leadership. It's for upperclassmen, 14 upperclassmen women, and they live in a 4,500 square foot Victorian house in the name of Laura Feeler, who was actually not a Stevens student. She was a non-matriculated student who took some business classes, and what she ended up doing in the world of manufacturing was pretty incredible. And they do some events throughout the year. For March, they do Herstory Month instead of history, and they do a bunch of different events throughout the year, and they also worked on the Lead Hership Conference as well. So it's a really great, engaging community looking to just empower women throughout campus as well.
All right. To talk a little bit about Merrimack and the college experience, as I said before, you know, at the heart of it, we are a liberal arts college. So we have a lot of other things to offer. First and foremost, we'll start with professional organizations. And in terms of women in STEM, the Society of Women Engineers, we have that as well, just like Brianne had mentioned for Stevens. So I would definitely encourage any female STEM students to, engineer students to join that. I think it's great to have on your resume, but also the practical experience and knowledge and connections that you're going to gain being a part of something like that is really worth it. We also have Greek life. We have 3 sororities and 3 fraternities. So we do have some Greek life. I don't know if you've kind of caught this vibe, but sports is a really big deal at Merrimack. We recently went Division I for all sports 2 years ago. About 2 years ago, something like that. I don't know. Time is like flying by. So we went Division I for all sports. We have 22 Division I sports. We have 20 club sports and a whole ton of recreation sports. So whether or not you are a Division I athlete, you like to play for fun, you just want to cheer on your team and just hang out with your friends at a game, there's definitely something for everyone in that. I do want to talk to you a little bit about some of our more specialized programs that we have at Merrimack. As Brianne was saying, LLC, Living, Learning, Community. So you might hear us kind of use that shorthand. But we do have an LLC for all first-year female STEM majors, which is really exciting. So students take the same STEM-focused first-year experience course, FYE, first-year experience, and through this program and through the LLC, they also have access to special lectures and programming that's geared towards that STEM audience. The students who are in this LLC, they also serve as mentors to middle school girls who are interested in STEM, which I think is absolutely beautiful, and it really kind of goes along with the Merrimack kind of experience of giving back to the community, and it is part of that Augustinian tradition of giving back to the community. So I really love the fact that we're kind of working in community service into this LLC. We also have something called ITech, which stands for Innovation through Engineering and Computer Science. So now this is for men and women, but it is a great option as well. So it's a program that's designed to help students through their first academic year. So it's just for that one academic year. The students that are in this program, they do an interdisciplinary project together, which I absolutely love. It really gives them that teamwork feeling, and especially that first year, that's so important. So they actually, one of the projects was building a wind turbine prototype, which sounds amazing. There's also a peer and faculty mentoring component to all of this, and they bring in guest speakers and they do field trips. You know, hopefully we can do field trips again at some point soon. And they do all sorts of stuff. They have a lot of programming. So those things are definitely things that I would recommend. If you were to look at Merrimack or any other school that you look at, definitely see if they have any sort of LLCs for STEM majors. Okay, and who's next? Who's up next? Is that Ashley? Anna. Santa. Okay.
Yes. Yes. So what's next for, as you're thinking, post-grad opportunities, and taking some kind of examples of, or some advice in terms of succeeding in the STEM fields post-grad. So we kind of talked a little bit about this previously throughout our presentation, but definitely the support of female faculty is going to be really essential. You know, are there a significant number of female faculty members who are active in professional organizations or engaged in research that sounds exciting to you in terms of maybe something you want to end up doing career-wise in the future? And research also suggests that the environment that women experience in college will significantly impact their success in STEM careers. Potentially having the presence of female role models really, validates that we as women can really contribute in these mostly male-dominated fields. And so we wanted to highlight some pretty incredible, strong student stories, as we kind of call them, or highlight our strong stories of women on our websites, but some alumni stories from all of our institutions. So I highlighted here just two graduates, a 2018 graduate of Meredith, Erin Artigas, and a 2019 graduate of Meredith, Carly Joseph, who's also a lacrosse recruit, and just kind of where they interned or what their aspirations were in moving forward in their STEM specific interests. So Carly specifically, she was a math major at Meredith, and she did mechanical engineering as her paired field at NC State University. And so our engineering program is a 5-year degree where you gain a Bachelor of Arts degree at Meredith in math or chemistry, and then a Bachelor of Science degree at NC State in one of their engineering fields. And their institution is literally about a mile down the road from us, so they're very close. You can live on our campus the entire time throughout the 5 years, but you come out of the 5 years with 2 bachelor's degrees. But Carly interned at the Department of Defense of the Navy at Patuxent Naval Air Station in Maryland. And Erin was a computer science major at Meredith, and she interned as a data research technician at North Carolina Central University, which isn't too far from Meredith, Raleigh. And her plans were to pursue a career in aviation after graduation, but she really credited her faculty and the mentorship she had at Meredith for really encouraging her to step outside of her comfort zone and kind of, helped her become more confident and become a stronger woman within the STEM field, and really urged her to pursue a major in computer science. We have a 2017 graduate here of Mass Maritime, Genevieve Devine. She was a marine science and environmental protection major, and she now works as a fisheries technician on the aquatic invasive species team in the Hawaii State Division for Aquatic Resources. Oh, that was a tongue twister. So she sounds like she's doing some phenomenal work in that field from Mass Maritime. You want to skip over to the next slide? Thanks. So just a couple more alumni stories from Merrimack and Stevens. Amy Reagan was a 2017 graduate, engineering management. She is now a program manager for Garmin International, which is that company that designs GPS navigation and wearable technology. She also recently qualified to participate in the U.S. Olympic team trials for the marathon team. We've got 2018 graduate Hannah Tim, who went into the biomedical engineering and literature field. She's a field engineer at Neurospace, which is a company that was founded to develop implantable devices for neurological disorder treatment. And she was also a student researcher in George McConnell's Neuro Innovation Lab. We've got Danielle McFadder, who was a 2018 grad of Stevens in the music and technology area. She was a researcher with Nokia Bell Labs Experiment in art and technology. She's collaborated with more than 24 artists and acts as a translator between them and the company's engineers. And then 2 stories that Paula provided for Merrimack for alumni stories. Haley Combs, she was a biology major, class of 2020. Recent grad with a Bachelor of Science in Biology. She knows how to leverage her knowledge, skills, and internships to land a full-time position while navigating a pandemic. She's had prior experience working at Dartmouth Hitchcock's Norris Cotton Cancer Center as a research assistant in the neuro-oncology research lab. She also landed her first-time role as an associate clinical research coordinator at Dartmouth Hitchcock this summer. And she had been also assigned to neuro-oncology and some other various GI diseases. And then lastly, Brianna Ruffino, also from Merrimack, class of 2020. She was in went the mechanical engineering route, but after participating in various research opportunities with fellow students and professors during her junior year, she found the perfect opportunity to further her experience in the field of mechanical engineering as an intern with Teradyne. So as you can see, I know I just read through all of those for everyone, but these are some phenomenal alumni stories, and something that you can definitely aspire and look towards and forward, post-grad, post-college, and just something to be excited for. These women have done really phenomenal and inspiring things within their field of STEM. And so I think that's the end of our presentation. I was going to turn it back over to Brianne to facilitate any questions that might have come through in the Q&A chat. I'll turn it back over to you, Brianne.
Awesome. Thank you, Anna. One question that came through was, what advice would you give for a student who wants to pursue STEM?
I'll jump in here. I would say, first of all, don't let naysayers, rain on your parade, so to speak. I feel like men will go ahead and reach for the stars, and they won't let anyone tell them no. And I feel like a lot of, kind of ingrained in our society, a lot of females kind of tend to hold themselves back and to not, to not like reach for it. So, whatever it is your dream, if your dream is to be an engineer or to, work in science or to work in the theater, whatever it is that's your dream, STEM based or not, reach for the stars, because you're never going to get anywhere if you don't try. And that's something I share with my students. That's something I share with my own child, and that would be first and foremost my first bit of advice.
I agree with Paula. I think it's super important to also realize STEM means a lot. I mean, you could see from our alumni stories that we had women going everywhere. Who thought you could do biomedical engineering with literature and then end up working in a neuro lab? It's possible. So I think that's really important. And I think, to Paula's point as well, sometimes at technical universities, you may feel outnumbered by the men, but as working with the women who attend Stevens, it really empowers them to actually speak up and use their voice and know that their voice matters and their presence matters. And I think, just don't limit yourself. Look at all schools. As you saw today, there were 4 very different universities here, all of which have incredible options for STEM programs or, just in general, the sciences and anything that you can find. So certainly keep your eyes open and stay open-minded. Another question that came through was about scholarships specifically for girls interested in STEM, and I know that you highlighted some with Meredith.
Yeah, so we offer 2 different STEM scholarships. We actually just increased the award amounts for those this year. So one of them is both a merit and need-based scholarship, the All STEM scholarship. So it is a $4,000 annual renewable scholarship for women interested in majoring in any of our STEM areas. And then the Pascal scholarship is a $1,000 per year annual scholarship, just merit-based. So students don't have to file for financial aid with that one specifically. So those are 2 great opportunities that I always encourage women who are looking to apply to Meredith going into the STEM areas to look for. If you've applied for either of those and you are invited to interview for one or both of those scholarships, we would typically invite you to campus or do a virtual interview for our Scholars Day, and that's usually held in mid to late February every year. So you would interview with various faculty and students on the committees for both of those scholarships. And then there's lots of opportunities for award winners of those scholarships to be a part of mentorship opportunities, different classes, colloquia classes on campus. We usually have like a special guest lecture series of STEMinists, women in STEM or alumni in STEM who come back to talk to our students. So different kind of perks to and opportunities to being awarded those STEM scholarships. And those are listed on our scholarship website that you can find off of our general admission page, or I know we have our contact information up here. You can definitely email me directly and I'm happy to guide you in the right direction, or if you have any more specific questions about anything, I'm happy to help.
Speaking of our
As I-
contact information, I did see that we're at 4:44. So I know we only have until 4:45. And there are still a lot of questions coming through. So we'll get the questions and you can feel free to reach out to any of us that are listed here too.
Sounds good. So we'll be able to still answer these questions, or no?
It's 4:45.
So you'll get the script about it.
Awesome.
Okay. So just
Awesome.
a quick thank you so much for joining us. So as the session closes, you'll get a quick 4-question survey that will appear as soon as the session is closed. Make sure that you sign up for more sessions at www.njcacac.org/virtualfair. And the recording will be available within the next week, and that will also be available at www.nj.ac.ac.org/virtualfair. Thank you so much, guys, for presenting.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Good luck, everybody.
Good luck, everyone.